Hello friends, and welcome to Chicago Union Station. It's a beautiful 0-degree mid-January day, which means it's the perfect time to take Amtrak's California Zephyr route. The California Zephyr was originally introduced way back in 1949, where it was referred to as the most talked about train in America. This is supposed to be Amtrak's most scenic route, going all the way from here in Chicago to just outside of San Francisco in Emeryville, California. And it makes quite a few stops along the way, including places like Omaha, Salt Lake City, Reno, Nevada, before eventually making its way to California. This is Amtrak's longest daily route. It takes about 52 hours and will bring us on a journey that's 2,438 miles long. We take a very scenic route through the Rocky Mountains, stopping in Denver, a couple other stops in Colorado along the way. Now, if you happen to see the last train trip I did in Finland, you may have realized that Amanda was not too excited about spending the night on the train. However, I found someone who I think is, and today I'm bringing my dad along for this trip.
Hello.
So I'm really looking forward to it. Hope you enjoy joining us along for the ride. Yo, my name's Jeff, and I believe that the journey is half the fun.
Here about 1:20, we start boarding about 1:30.
Okay.
Temporary can store your bags if you wish. And no lunch, dinner will be your first meal on the train.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, you guys enjoy your day.
Thanks, you too. Now we're inside the Amtrak Metropolitan Lounge. Now, if you're traveling in one of their sleeper cars, or if you're going first class on one of the Acela routes, you have access to enter the lounge, which is actually a really cool space, nicely laid out. A lot of cool memorabilia in here, throwback to the old Pennsylvania Railroad. Really cool. If you're a bit of a train geek, you might enjoy that sort of thing. They also include some free snacks, and they have a cash bar with some other alcoholic beverages available as well. Let's do a quick loo review. The lounge loo was of the one-at-a-time design and sparkling clean. There were no special amenities, but plenty of all the essential supplies one might need in the loo. An announcement was made that our train was ready to board, and we headed down to track 18 where we would find Amtrak train number 5, the California Zephyr. That will take us nearly all the way to the West Coast over the next 3 days. Some of my previous concerns about long-distance train travel were if I would feel bored or uncomfortable on the long trip, and I quickly found the experience to be incredibly relaxing and fun. When I arrived in Chicago that morning, it was minus 4 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 20 Celsius, so I was concerned it might get a bit chilly on board, and I brought along a winter jacket, but as it turns out, I probably didn't need that after all. Here we go, California Zephyr. Yep. We have 13 and 14.
Downstairs.
Thank you. Today we'll be riding in roomettes number 13 and 14, which are located downstairs next to the family bedroom at the end of the hall. You'll see the luggage storage racks as you walk on, but you can also check your luggage on the train as well.
And I've been waiting for the moment to arrive.
Alright, so we're facing that way. Do you have a preference? Nope. I think I like this side. I quickly got comfortable in my roomette, and soon we were on our way.
Coming again, and welcome aboard train number 5, California Zephyr, final destination, Emeryville, California. Coach passengers, please have your tickets out for standing. If you've got a paper ticket, please have that with you.
A little bit about our car. Look around your room. You see that yellow button? That's how you get a hold of me. Round one pulls out, square one pushes in. You can only go from car to car on the upper level of the train. There are restrooms in the center of the car on the upper level, and 3 more on the lower level. Also, there's a shower on the lower level, and shower towels are on the luggage rack. The next car behind us is our full-service dining car. 2 cars back is your lounge car. Behind the lounge car will be the coaches. Now, In your room, you can have your mask off, but your door's got to be closed. We have designated smoking stops. Our first one will be Galesburg, then Ottumwa, and then Omaha. That'll be our 3 fresh air breaks for today. Once again, my name's Curtis. I'll be with you throughout your trip, and I'll be coming by room to room to familiarize you with your accommodations. Welcome aboard train number 5, the California Zephyr.
All right, welcome to Amtrak's California Zephyr. I have just stepped on board. We are a couple of miles outside of Chicago, which means we've got 2,430 something miles to go. I'm really looking forward to it. It should be a long, fun ride.
Cafe car, upper level, middle of the train, folks. Unfortunately, we do not have an observation lounge today, so we do apologize in advance.
I was definitely disappointed that the Sightseer Lounge wasn't going to be on our train today due to some mechanical issues, apparently. They replaced it with what they call a cross-country dining car. And although it didn't have the beautiful round of windows, there's still plenty of seating and great views to be had throughout the journey.
So, ladies and gentlemen, when you come into the cafe, you're going to have to come to the opposite side, and there you will find Big John. Big John does have a wide variety of snacks, sandwiches, and beverages, both hot and cold for you to purchase. In the cafe car, he does accept all major credit cards, debit cards, as well.
This part of the train is open to all passengers, unlike the dining car, which is included just for sleeper passengers. There's food and drinks available for purchase pretty much any time of day. Now, it's a good idea to bring plenty of small bills on board as well for gratuities. We left gratuities for each meal and for our sleeping car attendant during and at the end of the trip. Let me know in the comments what you think is appropriate for tipping on Amtrak. As we headed out west through the flat plains of Illinois, the scenery isn't the best, but the snow cover certainly helps to set the tone for the winter wonderland that we'll experience later on in the Rocky Mountains. Zephyr is a word for a soft, gentle, westerly breeze, so how fitting it is that the slow, leisurely journey from Chicago to the West Coast will be on Amtrak's California Zephyr. Now on this train, you're not going to get anywhere in a hurry. Unlike the high-speed Acela, the top speed here is 79 miles an hour, but you sure will enjoy the ride and the ever-changing landscape along the way. Welcome to Galesburg, Illinois. This is our first fresh air stop of the journey. One thing I'm really disappointed in is there's no Sightseer Lounge. I think that Amtrak really should have let us know that ahead of time because that's really one of the key features of these long distance trains. So other than that, it's been really great. Cold enough for you?
You could say that.
Let's
yeah.
have a quick look at some of the other accommodations on board. Amtrak also offers a larger bedroom featuring a private bathroom and shower, as well as the family bedroom, which doesn't have a bathroom but has plenty of room for a few adults and children. After enjoying some fantastic sunset views, we headed over to the dining car for our 5 p.m. dinner reservation. The dinner experience on Amtrak is really fantastic, with white tablecloth dining, a 3-course meal, attentive service, and even a complimentary alcoholic beverage. But of course, you can order additional beverages as well. And you definitely can't get these views in any other restaurant. Tonight I went with the tamale to start, and for the main I chose the steak, which I think is my favorite dish on the menu, and the steak was cooked perfectly medium rare.
Happy birthday to you.
Well, that was another great meal on board the Amtrak dining car. Really enjoyed the steak. It was just as good as I remember from the last trip, and really stuffed now. So it's about 6:30 at night. We got a few more stops in Iowa before we get to Nebraska around 11 o'clock or so for the last fresh air stop of the night, and I don't think I'm gonna make it that long. So we've got one more fresh air stop coming up before then, and I'll probably see you then. All right, well, here in Ottumwa, Iowa. This is actually only the second time that I've been on Iowa, and probably the most time I've spent here, actually. It's been a really great ride on the California Zephyr so far. This is our second fresh air stop. There's gonna be one more in Nebraska, and I will probably be asleep by then because I woke up at 2 a.m. Central Time today. So it's freezing cold tonight. Let's get back on the train. Curtis quickly converted our roomettes into night mode, and we were ready for bed.
Please remember that a departure time of 8:05 does not mean that you can be heading back to the train at 8:05. It means the train will be gone at 8:05. If you're not there, it will leave without you.
Because we lost like 4 or 5 minutes.
Well, good morning from Denver, Colorado. This is our California Zephyr train behind me. We just arrived here. Denver is actually probably the longest stop along the California Zephyr route. We'll be here for just about an hour, so that gives me an opportunity to get off the train, stretch my legs. It's a very warm 30 degrees here, so hoodie weather, no more winter jacket needed. And I'm gonna go check out the Union Station and see what it's like here. Colorado is one of my favorite states. It is gonna be an absolutely beautiful day today. We're gonna cross all the way through the Rocky Mountains, and it should be a great day for it. So one of the things I really love about train travel is visiting all of these historic train stations around the country, and here we are at Denver's Union Station, and check this out.
Love this place.
We love it. We love the people.
It's a Union Station.
Not only is Denver the mile-high city, but the 105th Meridian line runs directly through Union Station. All right, so if you hop off the train here in Denver, they do have a really nice coffee place behind me with plenty of snacks, treats. Very beautiful station. Hope you enjoyed the look around. We're gonna head back on the train now. Today we'll be crossing along one of the most scenic train routes in all of North America, as our train continues climbing into the Rocky Mountains, heading across Colorado towards Salt Lake City, Utah, where we'll eventually be arriving around 11 p.m. this evening.
Closest to the California Zephyr number 5 heading west. We have a long time departure of 8:05. We have 3 more minutes, 8:05. Next stop will be, first stop will be Fraser, Winter Park. California Zephyr number 5 heading west. Thank you.
If you have any questions at any time duration of the trip, please let us know. We're here to help. Just make sure you familiarize yourself with some of the basic policies on board.
Our day will start off a bit cloudy and snowy in the morning before the clouds break way to present some spectacular views throughout the day. Now without further ado, it's time for the Loo Review. The Amtrak Loos are a slight step above what you'd expect to find on an airplane in terms of comfort and size, but they were kept reasonably clean throughout our journey. There is plenty of extra toilet paper, tissues, paper towels, and seat covers, as well as standard outlets should you need to plug in a shaver or hairdryer. And as an added bonus, we'll review the shower as well. The hot water took a bit of time to get going, but was plenty warm enough once it did. And here's the fun fact, the water drains directly onto the tracks below. The usual wonky shower head does not stay upright in a typical shower position, but it does give pretty decent water pressure considering we're on a train. They do provide prepackaged soap and plenty of clean towels, but be sure to bring along your own shampoo if you'd like to wash your hair. And after that refreshing shower, we enjoyed a delicious breakfast in the dining car featuring an omelet with bacon and grits.
Hear the commotion, and that's okay, 'cause we're in motion. I can feel the sway. There's nothing to fear, my friend. Oh no, it's the natural Colorado.
What a beautiful snowy start to what promises to be an epic day of sightseeing. Today we'll be crossing through several tunnels along one of the great engineering marvels of the early 20th century when these tunnels were built. It's no easy feat connecting the trains through these mountains, and one can only imagine the backbreaking work, not to mention the injuries and lives lost along the path laying down these rails over 100 years ago.
So unwind and don't unravel. We can't help but be a little fragile through the clatters inside and crackles on the side of the natural ride.
But it's very important to stay in the car that you're in. Do not open any indoors. Nothing dangerous or serious. It's always the smell and the fumes to get in the cars. Moffat Tunnel coming up. Thank you.
The 6.2-mile-long Moffat Tunnel was completed in 1927 and cuts through the Continental Divide at 9,200 feet above sea level.
Day and night, the world is noisy, and that's alright.
All right, we made it to Winter Park, Colorado. I would really love to come back here and go skiing. Right after we came out of the Moffat Tunnel, we went past the Winter Park Ski Resort, which looks amazing. And as you can see, we're here on a beautiful snowy day, so really enjoying it. Current temperature 16 degrees, so I won't be out here long.
Through the clatters inside and crackles are the sounds of the natural ride, vibrating us all. The natural ride.
Although I didn't see any lions, tigers, or bears, my dad did spot a moose, and there were still plenty of birds, cows, horses, and a lot of other animals along the way. After exiting the tunnel, the train closely follows the path of the Colorado River from the Winter Park Resort, finally leading out to Ruby Canyon at the Utah border. This is some of the most scenic footage along our journey, so I'll shut up for a bit now and let you enjoy it. Result of the lessons that taught me how to be. Oh, that I could, without them, I doubt that I would be standing here grateful for what I carry in my blood. Yeah. For lunch, I enjoyed the chicken Caesar salad, which was quite a good portion size and also includes a dessert if you'd like one. As Amtrak trains often do, we stopped to let a freight train pass. Delays are not uncommon on these routes, given the fact that the freight train companies own the rails, they typically get priority. And even today, running a train on routes over 2,000 miles long can come with many logistical challenges and possible mechanical issues along the way. My outlook is that if you're already planning to spend over 50 hours on a train, it's not a big deal if there's a little bit of a delay beyond that. And anyone who regularly travels on Amtrak knows to build in some additional time when you're scheduled to arrive. Have you ridden on the California Zephyr or another long Amtrak route? I'd love to hear about your experiences in the comments below, especially if you rode on one of these trains during the summer months when the scenery would be completely different from what we're experiencing today.
California Zephyr, the number 6 Eastbounder. They are scheduled based on their travel speed to arrive close to the same time that we are. So it will be the
Union Pacific dispatcher's discretion on who they allow into the siding first. So just one caveat, we may wait here shortly.
All right, we're on our second fresh air stop of the day. We're here in Glenwood Springs, Colorado. It's been an absolutely gorgeous day, as I'm sure you've seen so far. It's been a lot of fun. So we fell a little bit behind, a little bit of a delay. So we're just gonna have a quick stop here and then get on our way.
It's all waiting for you. It's all waiting for you.
There goes the Eastbound California Zephyr. As it turns out, the Eastbound train had to stop and wait for us, and I managed to run to the back of the train just in time to get this beautiful shot of the other train passing us. Now here you can see they do have a sightseer lounge on their train.
Lucky.
As we continued west heading towards Grand Junction, the rural landscape gave way to a few more towns, and the snow gave way to the red rocks, while the mountainous terrain began to resemble the desert a bit more.
Formation there is called Mount Garfield, one of the main symbols of the city of Grand Junction. Grand Junction getting its name from the original Colorado River called the Grand River, and the Gunnison River, where they come together in this region, creating a grand juncture of the rivers.
Welcome to Grand Junction, Colorado. It is getting beautiful. It is actually above freezing now. It's a beautiful day. I enjoyed a very scenic drive again since our last stop. As I'm sure you've seen, it's been really great. So here's a look at the front of the train, then I'm gonna hop on board real quick. As we enter the beautiful state of Utah, the train follows the Book Cliffs, which are a series of mountains and cliffs that look similar to a shelf of books, but on a much larger scale, of course. The cliffs end near Helper, Utah, where the train will make a quick stop. After dark, the train will cross the Wasatch Mountain Range leading into Provo and then over to Salt Lake City. For tonight's dinner, I started with a double bourbon and ginger ale, even though you don't have to buy one to get one for free. I got plenty of healthy vegetables with the salad, and I love the salmon dinner, and it was fun celebrating another birthday with everyone on board. Here's a look at the carrot cake and the chocolate torte. Now I'm gonna go back and water. All right, good evening from Salt Lake City, Utah. This is our final fresh air stop of the evening. It's a beautiful 27 degrees here at night. I will be looking forward to coming back here in about a month because Amanda and I are gonna go skiing at Park City with our friends Mike and Amber.
Hey!
Hey!
I come bearing gifts.
Oh, how about that? Thank you.
Cool.
So you know you got good friends when they meet you for like a 15-minute train stop.
Hey, YouTube!
So it looks like tomorrow we'll wake up around Reno for the first fresh air stop of the day there.
We are about 5 minutes out from our next stop, Winnemucca, Nevada. Once we arrive in Winnemucca, you will have a few minutes. You'll be able to step off the train to stretch your legs and get some fresh air.
Welcome to Winnemucca, Nevada, where it's apparently 15 degrees Fahrenheit, but it actually doesn't feel that bad. So maybe if I stand out here for a while, it'll start to feel cold. The train was delayed a little bit overnight. I think that they ran into some sort of issue in Salt Lake City because we were sitting there for well over an hour. So we're running about 2 hours behind now. So hopefully we'll make up some time. We were supposed to stop in Reno first thing for the smoke stop, but I think because everything ran behind, they decided to stop here instead. So one of the things to be aware of with this stop is that the train actually moves a few cars down to let more of the coach passengers get off as well. So if the train starts moving while you're stopped in Winnemucca, Nevada, don't worry about it. Come to find out, the delay in Salt Lake City was caused by an unruly passenger, and apparently the police had to get involved. Nonetheless, it was really great seeing Mike and Amber for a short stop, and they brought along some delicious cookies for us. They are incredible chefs in Park City, so if you need a private chef or some incredible food brought to your home, be sure to check them out on Instagram. For breakfast this morning, we both went with scrambled eggs, and I had a croissant, bacon, and hash browns along with mine. All right, so we're on day 3 on the train. I had a great breakfast this morning, and we are somewhere outside of Reno, running about 2 hours behind, but that's okay because we have an all-night buffer built into our schedule. So as long as we make it to San Francisco tonight, we'll be fine. I'm gonna do a quick little room tour for you and show you around in case you haven't seen my last video on the Empire Builder. And by the way, I'll link that video below, so if you wanna check out the Empire Builder video, I did that last autumn, which was a beautiful time of year to take that trip. So let's take a look around the roomette and see what we got. So on each side, you have an individual reading light. This is really important. You've got your air control. Now there's no set temperature here. It just goes warmer, normal, cooler. And temperature does kind of vary a little bit on the train, so I'll kind of be playing with that a lot. This is the only outlet that's offered. So if you like to plug in multiple things, you definitely want to bring a power strip, but I happen to just plug everything into my computer to charge all my devices like my phone. If we take a look down below, you can see that the seat folds back into recline mode during the day. And then very easily push it right back up. If you're sharing the roomette with someone else, then you're going to use this space as the stairs to get up to the bunk. But I just use it for extra storage space. And then off to the side down here, you'll find there's some other storage kind of hidden back here, which works great when the roomette is converted into the night mode. Over here on this side, we have another reading light. We also have music controls. Now, I don't know if these work anymore. I haven't seen any type of headphone jack, so if anyone happens to know, let me know in the comments below. And then down here we have both a room light and a night light, and then of course there's your attendant call button. And then we've got a small closet here, which has some towels in it, and a shelf up top, and enough room for a winter jacket. There's also a trash can down here, and then over here we've got a tray table. And this folds out nicely. It's pretty sturdy. Definitely would have no problem getting some work done in here on my laptop. And then over here we've got the safety instructions, very important, and the dining menu, also very important. Now over here we've got the lock for the door. So we've got the door lock, and then the curtain actually velcros shut. So it's completely private in here, just like you're locked in your own bedroom. My favorite feature of the roomette are these windows, so you can enjoy some epic scenery along your ride. If you've traveled on one of the Amtrak long distance trains, I'd love to hear about your experience in the comments below. This morning we'll be following the paths of the Truckee River on up to Reno, and then over the Sierra Nevada mountain range into California. For our final meal on the train, my dad went with the vegan chili, which he really enjoyed, and I went with the cheeseburger, which was also really great. This was once a luxury travel experience reserved for those maybe of the rich and famous. However, today, this experience is accessible to almost anyone. And in the world of constant Wi-Fi, texts, emails, Instagram stories, and even binge-watching YouTube videos like this, you owe it to yourself to disconnect once in a while. Relax, sit back, and enjoy the ride. In this case, the journey isn't only half the fun, it's the whole idea. But I think more than anything, what the California Zephyr and other Amtrak long-distance trains do best is that they bring us together. Whether you're a solo traveler meeting new friends on your journey, celebrating yet another 21st birthday with that special someone, visiting friends from far away, or sharing unique travel experience with family, every day the wonderful folks at Amtrak work extra hard to help us make memories that last a lifetime. And I can't say enough about how much I love this experience. As we continue the final leg of our journey through California, our stops become more frequent and we soon find ourselves following more highways than rivers. As many have gotten on and off throughout the journey, many like us are along for the full ride. A commuting experience for some, an epic long-distance journey for those like us. This was an incredible experience, and I'm so happy my dad was able to join me, since all of those adventures that they brought us along for as kids sparked the love of travel that I have today. This was his first long-distance train journey, and I know he really enjoyed the experience as well.
Please look around for your personal belongings. The train.
Thank you so much, Curtis. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate that.
Have a great night. All right, that's a wrap. This has been the California Zephyr. It took us 54 hours to get from Chicago to Emeryville. We ended up being delayed 2 hours in total, which is pretty good because we're over 3 hours earlier in the day. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this adventure and joining me in this trip. Let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see next for an Amtrak trip. If there's another one of these routes you want to see me review, please leave a comment. And if you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button. That really helps me out. Yo, my name's Jeff. I believe that travel helps us build a more peaceful planet, and I hope to see you on my next journey. Peace out.